Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Biology for All. In this video, I'm going to talk about the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. This is a system of hormonal regulation of kidney function, that is urine formation. In my previous video, I have talked about the different methods of regulation of kidney function, including the ADH control or the antidiuretic hormone control. The blood pressure and volume in our body is maintained by homeostasis. So we have a stable blood pressure and blood volume. So it does not fluctuate too much in our body. However, there are conditions when the blood pressure or volume may decrease due to dehydration or blood loss in accidents. This will result in a fall in the glomerular blood flow. This fall in the glomerular blood flow is detected by specialized cells that are located in the kidneys. Now here I have drawn the structure of a Malpighian corpuscle. You can see the Bowman's capsule here and the efferent arteriole. So these specialized cells which detect the changes are located in the efferent arteriole and they are called the juxtaglomerular cells. So when there is a fall in the glomerular blood flow, it is detected by these juxtaglomerular cells. Once it is detected by these cells, they secrete a hormone renin. Now we need to recall here that we have talked about renin, that is an enzyme secreted by digestive system. This is a hormone that is secreted by these juxtaglomerular cells and they activate angiotensinogen, which is a protein that is present in the blood plasma. So renin converts angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. The angiotensinogen is produced by the liver and the angiotensin 1, which is converted form of the angiotensinogen, is further converted to angiotensin 2. This angiotensin 2 is a strong vasoconstrictor, thus it results in constriction of the arterioles. When the constriction of arterioles happen, that increases the blood pressure. So the decrease in blood pressure now is coming back to normal because there is the constriction of arterioles. Other than that, angiotensin 2 also acts on the adrenal gland. Now, adrenal gland on the action of angiotensin 2 secretes the hormone aldosterone. Aldosterone is a hormone that is responsible for mineral metabolism. So, it increases the reabsorption of sodium and water from the filtrate. Now, this results again in increase in the blood volume. So here we can say that renin, angiotensin and aldosterone together works in bringing the blood pressure back to normal. The renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system thus manages to bring the blood pressure which has decreased back to normal by increasing the blood pressure. So whenever there is an constant increase in blood pressure, this is detected by the cells that are present in the heart. So the cells of the heart release a particular factor that is called as the atrial natriuretic factor or ANF. This ANF inhibits the production of renin. Now, when the production of renin is stopped, it also stops the production of aldosterone, thus inhibiting the entire renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system and bringing the blood pressure back to normal. So, the ANF or the atrial natriuretic factor is responsible for inhibiting or stopping the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. So this was the mechanism by which the urine formation is regulated. Once the urine formation happens, there is the release of urine from the urethra out of the body. This process is called as micturition, urination or voiding of the urine. This happens when the bladder is almost half full with urine. So, as the bladder fills up, there are stretch receptors that are present in the bladder. So, the bladder stretch receptors, when activated, they send a message via the sensory neuron to the central nervous system, which then sends a message back via a motor neuron to the urethral sphincter muscles to relax and simultaneously to the urethral muscles to contract. This results in the release of urine.